What's up? Thanks for tuning in to my tournament analysis from the tournament I played this Saturday. It was a USCF rated 4 round tornado in Cincinnati. I'm happy to say that I did better than I did the first tournament I played. The first tournament out of 4 games, I walked away with 1.5 points. This game with 2.5 points. So it was pretty good. As I said, it was fifth place out of 16. So I was happy with the improvement there. But without further ado, if you don't know, by the way, I am right now Ramsey, currently doing a series, Road to 1500 ELO on chess.com Rapid in 100 days. I believe we're on day 63 now. So, but I wanted to give a chance to go through these games for my own sake of analysis, and maybe the viewers might find that it's beneficial to their chess improvement journey as well. So the first game, let me figure out how to flip the board here. First game, I got the black pieces. I'm playing against a guy named Akshay Gopalin. Really good guy. I talked to him quite a bit after our game. But anyways, he's got the white pieces. He starts off with d4. Of course, I follow up with d6. And he plays bishop f4, going for the London. I play knight f6, e3, g6, knight c3, and already I'm feeling like at this point, if you see, he's still got his knight and bishop over here on the king side. We clearly get the idea that he's wanting to castle queen side. So instead of continuing my development, I probably should have at this move, maybe the next one, push c6, b5, and started an attack on the queen side. But I just got there just a tad too late. So he plays c3. I play bishop g7. And then queen d2. Castles. And he plays early on e4. And I believe this was a very important move. Having this pawn center here makes it really hard to do anything with my pieces, especially with the way I'm set up over here. So I play knight d7. He plays bishop h6. And as of right now, these are still these moves have been played before in previous games, not necessarily by me, but then I play e5. Bishop takes g7. King takes g7. And at this point, the game is still fairly equal. So now at this point, he goes ahead and castles queenside. And now I play c6. Probably could have broke this down at some point. It says on the Stockfish analysis, the position is equal. So he plays h4. My best move at this point is h5, and that's what I play. Blocking off this attack here, but really giving myself some kingside trouble. And next move for him, his best move would have been knight f3, but he plays first f4, which I believe gives me a slight advantage. But the engine is still saying that this is equal. I play e takes f4. And the best move for him at this point would be queen takes f4, and that is what he plays. If you can see here, you know, we got a pretty good attack on my king side. His king is unharmed. I haven't pushed b5, haven't, you know, put the knight over here, got up here. I'm too busy protecting on my king side. So with this take right here, he does have an attack on this pawn here. So I got to keep that in mind. And because of that, I play d5. My better move would have been queen e7. And white is slightly better after this move. So instead of taking, he plays e5, challenging my knight here. And best move right here at this point is knight g4. Interesting move. I didn't really consider. But I play knight e8. And that, at this point, it says white is clearly better. So he plays rook d3. I'm getting the idea that he's wanting to start bringing the rook over here. I play queen c7. My best move here would have been knight c7. But I play queen c7. And in my head, I'm thinking this is going to pin this pawn to the queen. He plays bishop e2, ready to get the bishop involved in the game, which the engine didn't like too much. You know, but I see a real problem here with, you know, he could easily sacrifice this. I take, and then he can bring the rook over here, the queen, and my king is pretty exposed. So I play rook h8, adding another level of protection to this pawn here. And that, I guess, was not the best move. Best move right here is f6. I guess gives me some space to get away. But either way, I played rook h8. Next move, and this is a blunder. They don't like this move at all. At this point, white has a decisive advantage. The best move for him at this point is g4, but he plays knight f3. And the decisive advantage is left, but he's still clearly better. I play f6 finally. Rook g7. And b5 finally. I finally, way too late in the game, decide that I'm going to start attacking on the queen side over here. So his next move, g4. F takes e5. D takes e5. And then I play knight c5. H takes g4 is my best move at this point. And after knight c5, he plays rook d4. Which I thought was somewhat of a mistake, because I played knight e6. But white is still winning, forking the queen and the rook. So he plays queen g3. I go ahead and take the rook here. He takes back with the knight. And here's where I pretty much start to make the game losing mistakes. I start with bishop takes g4. If you can see why this is a mistake, if not, you'll see it real soon. This bishop right here was protecting a key square, e6. So I take with the bishop. He takes with the bishop. I take with the pawn. And then the killer move, the nail in the coffin, knight e6. And it was at this point I resigned the game. But definitely, I talked to Akshay about it after, and he said, I thought for sure you would have started an attack on the queen side a little sooner. And had that happened, the game probably would have played out a completely different way. But I didn't, and he got an attack going on my king side that I really couldn't stop. So, like I said, shout out to Akshay. This was the first game that I played. Let me save this position here into my games, I guess. White. Akshay, Black, Ramsey. I can come edit these later. Alright, well, that's how game one ended. So, in the first tournament I played, I did pretty sloppy in game one, too. I think the first game, I'm typically a little nervous. You know, it's not every day that you're in this tournament atmosphere. And like I said, that this was only my second tournament, so this has been my fifth tournament game. Last tournament being Memorial Day weekend. But anyways, in this game, I have the white pieces, and I'm playing against a guy named John Keeman. Also a very good guy. I spoke with him quite a bit. And I will say that this was one of the most exciting games I've ever played over the board. And it got to the point at the end and during the end game where we both had under 10 seconds. So the rule for these tournaments is once you get under 5 minutes, you no longer have to keep notation. So I was trying to keep notation for the sake of analysis, but it got to a point where I just had to make a move so I didn't lose. So in this game, I start off with D4, D5, E3, E6, Bishop D3, C5, C3, giving room for my bishop to fall back. Knight F6. And I do play it. Knight F3. It says this is the best move by the engine. I almost feel that I wanted to play F4 first and then tuck the knight in right here. And I feel like that kind of cramped me for just a second. But it ended up working out okay. So knight C6. Knight D2. Now C takes D4. E takes D4. And at this point, white is slightly better. Takes T4. Bishop D6. Brings the bishop out over here. And I go ahead and castle. He goes ahead and castles. So I play... Best move at this point is rook E1. I play queen E2. And the position is equal. He plays rook E8. Giving him, it says white is slightly better. White is better. I go ahead and put the knight up here. Knight E5. And now queen C7. F4. Strengthening this knight. Giving my queen room, a lot of my pieces room to get over here. He plays knight D7. So queen g4. I really don't know why I came over here, actually. Knight f6 comes right back. Queen h3, better move. I mean, that's the best move according to the engine. And white is clearly better. Knight e7. Better move would have been rook b8. So knight e7, g4. And I lost a little bit on the engine with that move, but still better. Knight g6. g5. Best move right here is knight e4. But he plays knight d7. Got pretty heavy attack on this e5 square. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I'm protecting it by 2 pawns. So, man, if you wanted to make some kind of sacrifice, you could probably open it up this position. So knight f3 is the next move. Adding a little more support. He plays knight f8. I don't know which knight it was. I think it was this knight. Knight f8. And I play knight takes g6. And he plays the move I wasn't expecting, e5. And I wondered for a second why he played this, but I realized this move opened up an attack on my queen. My better move at this point would have been queen g3, but instead I think I made a mistake with this move here. I play f5. And black is better after this move. So it's kind of interesting that I did realize that before I even, looked at it on an engine, that I think that this was the turning point in the game. Instead of going to queen g3, I pushed this pawn, and it lost me the advantage I had. So now, if you don't see it, e4. He's got a nice fork here. And white has a decisive advantage after this. Oh, I got an advantage after this. Wow. I didn't realize that. My best move, my knight takes f8. And that's what I play. Rook takes f8. And my best move right here is bishop b1. Bringing the bishop back, I guess letting him attack the knight. But my move, bad move, shouldn't have played it. I'm sure I lose my advantage with this. g6. Now black is better. Now he plays f takes g6. Opens up his rook. My best move at this point is knight g5, and I play knight g5. And he plays now h6. His better move would have been to take with the rook right here. So my next move is knight takes e4. I don't even know how that's possible. Well, I'm not sure what I played here. Okay, I see what I did wrong here. My move was knight g5. And then he plays h6. And then I play knight takes e4. Bishop takes f5. And wow, that gives me an advantage. If I can find the great move, rook takes f5. For the sake of it, let's just see what this looks like. Rook takes f5. G takes f5. Knight takes d6. Queen takes d6. And then bishop d2. Yeah, and it says I'm winning here. But that's not what I played. Bishop takes f5. Queen g2. Bishop takes e4. Oh, I'm feeling like I messed up on here. Queen c4, that can't be right. Or is that queen e4? Can't be right. Pretty sure it was pretty sure it went like this. I said we was getting in the time control trouble. And so now rook takes f1. King takes f1. Rook f1. Black has a decisive advantage here. I'm in big trouble. King e2. Queen c4 check. Queen d3. Queen takes d3. King takes d3. Rook f1. Now this bishop is pinned. King e2. King c2. Bishop takes h2. c4, best move, even according to the engine. King f1. That can't be right. King f7. And so I should play a4, but I play b3. He plays g5. I don't know if it was g5 or a5. It looks like a g. Bishop b2. Rook takes a1. Bishop takes a1. Black is still clearly winning. He plays next g4. I play d5. g3. Bishop d4. g2. c5. And he plays strange move. Bishop e5. He's still clearly winning. I play bishop g1. h5. King d2. King f6. King e2. King g5. King f3. Now I'm trying to figure out what he plays. It's got to be h4. I would think so, at least. It says g4. I don't understand that. There's no way. So, king takes g2. Bishop f4. I don't feel like this was the case here. It might have been. We'll just, like I said, I was in time trouble. Having trouble getting everything written down. b4. King. How's that going to be? King e5. Wow. King e5. So, I'm not sure this was actually the position, because it's kind of showing it pretty equal. Let me see if I can remember exactly what this looked like. I can, because I ended up winning or drawing this game, so I know. Let me see here. Position setup. I know I had a pawn here. bishop here. His king was here. I think my king was here. Probably here. He had, I think, a bishop here. And maybe a pawn here and a pawn here. And I believe it was something like this. And I play like right here. He takes, I take, he pushes, I take, he takes, and we draw like that, both having under 2 minutes, or under 10 seconds, should I say. And a game that I was winning pretty significantly in the beginning. I managed to draw at the end after I lost my advantage. So I guess it was a good save after losing a winning position. So going to the next game here. I believe I once again have the white pieces. I'm playing a kid named Eli. I start off with d4. He plays d5, e3, knight f6, bishop d3, bishop g4, f3, bishop h5, knight e2, with the intention of coming up here and, you know, attacking the bishop. He plays e6, knight f4, he plays c5, knight takes h5, knight takes h5, castles, and he plays c4. So white is slightly better here. Usually I would have liked to have pushed the c pawn to c3, so I have a place to retreat with this bishop, but for whatever reason I decided to castle. Didn't want the queen coming over here and blocking up my castle. So now I play bishop e2, knight c6, and at this point white is better. f4, and this is his first real blunder. He plays f6. I personally think for younger kids, the longer you get into the tournament, and they've been sitting there anxious, all this energy, I think they start to get slightly sloppy in their moves. So I play bishop takes h5 check. Plays g6. And I play bishop f3. Hold on. Bishop f3, e5, f takes e5, f takes e5, c3, he plays bishop g7. My best move at this point would be bishop g4. But instead I play d takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Bishop takes d5. He plays queen c7, creating this double attack on my h-pawn. Best move right now is bishop f7 check, which I did consider, but I figured I had the advantage. I'd want to play somewhat safe. So after queen c7, I play g3. Probably not the greatest idea, but didn't really hurt. He plays rook d8. Bishop takes c6 check. B takes c6. I play queen g4, which is the best move. Adding a level of security to these pawns. He plays rook f8. Queen e6 check. Plays queen e7. I should have played queen takes e7 check. Instead I play queen takes c6 check. His better move right here would have been rook d7, but he plays queen d7. Now my best move is rook takes f8 check, which is what I play. King takes f8. Best move, queen takes d7, which is what I play. Hold on a second here. I don't even know where I'm at. Should be move 23. Queen takes f3. King takes f8. So this didn't happen yet, I don't think. So hold on. Let's go back. Okay. Queen F3, check. Queen F's. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, I see. Overwrite. Alright. Queen F3, check. And he plays Queen F7. Queen takes F7. King takes F7. Knight D2. H5. King F2. H4. I don't know what the heck. Knight takes C4. H takes G3. H takes G3. And, at this point it does say that I'm clearly winning. Now he plays Bishop D6. I play Bishop D2. Bishop C5. Rook H1. King G7. B4. Rook F8. King E2. Bishop B6. Takes. And white is clearly winning. Now I decide, hey, let's go ahead and trade off the rooks. Rook F1. Rook takes F1. King takes F1. King F6. A4. And it was at this point that Eli resigned the game. So it was good to finally get the win under my belt here. Let me go ahead and save this game. White is... No, I was white. Yeah. Ramsey. All right. Now going into the final game here. Why'd it go over here? That ain't right. Going into the final game here. I'm playing a kid named Ved. I got the black pieces here, so let's go ahead and flip the board. Alright. E4. D6. Knight F3. Knight F6. Knight C3. G6. D4, bishop G7. Looking at the classical perk here. Bishop D3, castles, castles, and now I play bishop G4, which they say is the move on the engine. At this point, position is equal. He now plays H3. Bishop takes F3. Queen takes F3. And now knight C6. So white is slightly better here. There's been almost 100 games that have reached this position here. So knight C6. He plays D5. So I go knight E5, attacking both the queen and the bishop. His best move is queen D1. He plays queen E2. So from here, I decide C6, and that's what the engine likes. And instead of taking here, he plays bishop G5. So best move is knight takes D3. Wow, that's interesting. Why knight takes? I don't know. If knight takes, either way, seems kind of weird to me. But anyways, I play C takes D5. Position is equal. Knight takes D5. Knight takes D5. E takes D5. Position still equal. And we are 13 moves in. So now I say, this bishop's getting kind of annoying. I play F6. Bishop F4. The double attack on my knight. Knight takes D3. C takes D3. Now we got this nice open file. I decide rook C8. And white is clearly better after rook C8. Wow. The engine move they wanted me to play would have been queen D7. But rook C8. He plays, and that's a blunder. Man. Best move here is queen E6 check. You know, and I was really worried about that that move there. But I don't think he ever played it. Best move is queen E6 check. Hold on, let me find where I put this at. See, he plays B3. But white is still slightly better. I play F5. Not a great move. He plays the bishop's already. Plays bishop G5. I play rook e8. So he's got a double attack here going on this bishop, or on this pawn. He plays now queen e3. I play bishop takes a1. Now black is slightly better. Rook takes. And now what do I play here? A queen d7. My notation was terrible in this game. Queen takes a7. Black is clearly better. Rook c5. Queen a3. Black has a decisive advantage. I put queen d5 on here. There ain't even no way. Rook takes d5. Queen b2. e5. Rook d1. And I believe from this point, my advantage continues to stay, should I say. So rook d1, f4. And he tries to, I feel like he was challenging me to see if I knew what en passant was. Plays g4. F takes en passant. F takes. Queen takes h3. So what I really like about this position here is this queen was wanting to get over here and get in sync with this this bishop here, but this pawn structure is really hurting him. And now, thinking about what move he would play, thought he might try this, but I didn't think that would work. This clearly wouldn't work. So at this point, he plays queen f2. I play rook f8. Queen g2. So I decided let's go ahead and trade. And now e4. Interesting move here. If he takes, I take the rook for free. This bishop is also hanging. So he plays d4. Fine. Rook takes g5. Now he plays a4, rook g to f5, rook d2, e3, rook e2, I should have played rook f2 check, and I thought about it after I after I did this here, but I play rook e1, before that it says black mates. Is that mate in 2? Oh, I could mate pretty quickly. Either way, rook e1, b4, rook d5, king f3, rook takes d4, rook takes e3, rook takes e3, king takes e3, rook takes b4, and you can see how this game is going to fall apart. a5, rook a4, a6, rook takes a6, king d4, king f7, king d5, king e2, g4, king d7, g5, rook a5 check, king c4, rook takes g5, king d4, b5, king c3, king c6, king b3, h5. He could have resigned at any point here. King c3, h4, king d2, h3, king e2, h2, king f3, queen check, king f4, queen f4 check. And it was at this point in the game that Ved resigned the game, and I get my second win of the day. So overall, I was pretty happy with the tournament. I felt that I definitely should have got 3 wins. That second game was, like I said, I felt like I was winning pretty well and gave up that advantage on a bad move. It's crazy in the game of chess. All it takes is one bad move to go from, a clear advantage to a losing position. But like I said, I learned a lot, built my network, met a few good people, had some award-winning chili, and had a good time. So that's all 4 games of this tournament. As I mentioned earlier, came in 5th place. My rating on USCF dropped to like 963. It was 997. There is a slight curve between USCF and chess.com. According to Chess Dojo, it says 1,000 USCF is like I think a 1350 on chess.com. So it's about right. But like I said, good time. But anyways, that's it for this stream here. I am now going to go play my daily game and work on the video on YouTube. If you'd like to check out that series, search on YouTube right now, Ramsey. It's the road to 1,500 ELO in 100 days. This will be day 63.